When four friends anticipate age 30 with open arms and a lot of expectation, what happens when the winds of fate decide to move them in different directions? Sit back and watch out as we enjoy what unfolds in their life. Quick disclaimer, this recap is not meant to replace the original or stop you from watching the full movie on Netflix. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Spoilers ahead. Turning 30 is a whole lot of things for the girls. Nolwazi just find out that she's having a baby soon. Linda breaks up with her engagement with her fiancé, Lehumo, and Katie might have just developed a crush on her professor colleague who is rising to stardom with his books. And Sade, on the other hand, is not getting anything till marriage because of Wilson's decisions. Despite the drama going on in their lives, they turn up for Nolwazi's 30th birthday. Linda mocks Sade on how she's changed after meeting Wilson, which includes her refusal to take a wine just to be a perfect wife for him. Katie, on the other hand, is quick to distract from the conversation and they toasted to Nolwazi's new age. That night, the girls have fun. Later on, Linda tells them about her broken engagement, and the rest of the girls are not surprised because she has always had the problem of commitment. They tease Katie when they find out that she's smiling at Tebogo's, her 10 years boyfriend and baby daddy text. To crown it all, Linda presents Nolwazi with a birthday gift that's brought all the memories they had in the past. Nolwazi's dream is to achieve before age 30 includes owning her own fashion line. She might be working in the fashion line, but she hasn't achieved this. She tells her friends she's having a baby and they all promise to support her. That same night, in the comfort of her home, Linda decides to reach out to her father. Katie, on the other hand, arrives home and meets Tebogo, readily waiting for her, and they both had fun to the fullest. The next morning, she wakes up to find Tebogo leaving early and cancelling all the plans he had with their daughter, Philomu. Tebogo is very bad at parenting, but he doesn't realize it. That same day, she goes to work and runs into Professor Kwame, who tried talking to her joining a dance class, but she declines. Later on, Nolwazi informed Tebogo about the outcome of their one-night stand and insists he takes responsibility. He wants her to get rid of the baby and Nolwazi is torn on what to do. Her entire day at work is ruined, but Eddie Fried lets it slide. At work, Linda is still talking to her father through mails, and Lehumo enters, giving back the keys to her house, ending things finally with her. She receives a call about her mother and rushes to her rescue and decides to bring her mother home with her since her health keeps on failing her. Later on, she leaves to get a flower for her mom but runs into Kennedy, who struggles to get same flower for his sister. He takes her number, promising to make it up to her. On the other side, Saturdays day at work was a fruitful one after a successful presentation. Winston reminds her of her cell group meeting later on. Saturday never knew her cell group meeting will involve her humbling herself by dressing less not to outshine Palesa, the pastor's wife. Because according to Winston, she needs guidance from God to be humble. Winston directs her what she will wear for the cell group meeting and attributes it to God. On the other hand, Nolwazi knows that having a baby is a lot and makes further moves to inform Tebogo about her first appointment at doctor's, but he doesn't want to know anything about the baby unless she plans on getting rid of it. Tebogo, on the other hand, also knows he might just need to clean his mess and reaches out to Katie for a dinner date, but she declines. Linda and her mom is having a daughter and mother time when she asks for the real reason behind the broken engagement. With her response, she has no good reason to give, but her mom admits she has a commitment issues and tells her to learn how to commit gradually. Few days later, Tebogo visits his family and Philomu is happy to see him. He cajoles her to talk to Katie for a family outing. The whole family had a nice time at their outing and Tebogo finally took the courage to do what he ought to have done 10 years ago and counting. With the look of things, everything is starting to fall in place. Nolwazi has her design for bridesmaids makes the news. Eddie Frey is happy for her and gives her a greater news for an opportunity to showcase her design at the African Design Fashion Week. This night might just be the icing Nolwazi needs in her life after discovering she's having a baby. Later that day, Katie informs her girls about the engagement in the group chat and they all congratulate her, except Nolwazi, who doesn't feel right about it. Sade is further committed to the church activities with Wilson and hosts to cell meeting at his place. Wilson makes Palesa her maid of honor and Sade is not happy about it. When the church members leave, she calls him out on it, but he doesn't see anything wrong in it. That day, she decides to sleep at her place. Linda finally goes on a date with Kennedy. They get to know each other more and they kiss. However, she informs him she needs time for herself since she just called off an engagement. When she returns home to her mother, she tells her she's been contacting her father for a while now. Her mother wants her to give him a second chance because everyone deserves it. That same day, Nolwazi arrives at home and sees Tebogo at her door. Still on that, he still insists she gets rid of the baby and not ruin his plan to start a family properly with Katie and Philomu. And there, Nolwazi makes a decision to still keep the baby. The following day, Sade tries her wedding dress without her friends because Winston insists so. With Palesa, her supposed maid of honor, they forced their decision of a wedding dress down to her throat. The newly engaged throws an engagement party, inviting friends. While the men leave to get a drink, Katie voices out her concern about Sade not preparing for her wedding yet. Sade explains her predicament to friend. Linda arrives shortly and congratulates Sade. They ask her about her date with Kennedy, but she insists in taking time for herself. They wait for Nwazi to arrive as she's never told them about the father of her child. Nwazi arrives later and Katie notices her friend is not happy. She decides to make her day by giving her Folumo's old baby dress, bringing up memories they shared at college days. Shortly, Nwazi decides to take a bathroom break and runs into Tobago. Katie finds them together but finds nothing unusual. That night, Linda, getting home, finds her mom unconscious at home and rushes her to the hospital. The girl stayed by her side when they are informed of the news. The next day, Sade and Winston visit her parents. She's unhappy her parent thinks Winston is the best for her and wants her to be a great wife. Katie realizes somehow she cannot trust Tobago to be a good father and a husband. His excuses of always working and never having time for his family makes her worried. The next day at work, she runs into Kwame, who takes her to the coffee and compliments her ring. He thinks Tobago took her a long time to make her his. And after a discussion with Kwame that day, she decides to do something for herself and joining the dance class. At the dance class, she's paired up with him and she had fun learning to dance. Linda is keeping up with her mother's sickness with her friends taking turns being by her side. Later on, her father reaches out with her on video call. Nwazi, on the other hand, is a big mess at work. With everything going on in her life, she lacks inspiration to make a new design. And with this, Elfrey is unhappy with her about this. The next day, he explains her predicament with Eddie Frey and he decides to help her. Sade finally throwing a bridal shower with Palester taking control of every bit of it. Her friends watch her from a corner and makes jokes about their gifts, which would be considered outrageous. Later on, Sade comes to their table and informs them she's unhappy about everything. The four friends later leave for their houses, but not until Linda and Sade find out Tobago is Nwazi's baby daddy and makes her promises that she will tell Katie. That same night, Winston comes home and beats up Sade because an old friend confesses that she sleeps around during college days, and which is probably a fallacy, as we all know. The next day, the unsuspecting girls visit her to celebrate her 30th birthday with her, but she finds Sade in tears. Her wedding with Winston, however, will still go on regardless. Her dreams to achieve her 30 is no near to being achieved. She might have just bagged herself a successful kata, but not a man that worships the grounds she walks on. With the look of things, she's a clear difference from Winston. Sade and Winston get married amidst friends and family that day, while Nwazi takes a break from the wedding ceremony. Tobago follows her and still insists she doesn't tell Katie about them. Katie walks onto them and finds out the truth. She's disappointed at Tobago and her friends for keeping such secret from her, and she leaves the wedding with Fulumo. Days later, Nwazi carries on with her design and names them after Katie. Despite being married, there is nothing married about Sade and Winston. He still humiliates her with the college day despite asking for forgiveness. Linda is faced with the most decision of her life. The doctor asks her to make a decision to switch off her mother's life support. Her father is beside her to support her at this point. On Kelly's birthday, her friends visit her, but she turns them out. And there at work, Kwame makes her day, but she said she's not celebrating her 30th birthday with her loved ones and friends as she dreamed of. Few days later on Linda's birthday, with her father by their side, Linda takes off her mother's life support. Katie finds out about this and reaches out to her friend, consoling her in loss. She later receives a call at Nwazi's next of kin, informing her of the emergency in the hospital. And there, Nwazi's fashion show was a successful one, but she goes into forced labor at her show. The friends arrive at the hospital. Nwazi's C-section was a successful one, and her friend adores her baby girl. Katie forgives her, and Linda informs her of her mother's death. The baby girl was named after Linda's mother, and the girl swore to love her. That night, Sade returns home, packs her things, and decides to leave Winston. She finds Winston in bed with Palester and takes pictures as evidence. Turning 30 was the age the girls felt that they had to achieve it all, but it was the beginning of realizing that they all need each other despite their individual dreams. The movie ends with the girls celebrating 30th birthday with Sade, whose life looked promising with Kennedy. So guys, do you enjoy this movie? What's your thought about age 30 and the expectation that comes with it? Drop your comment and do like and subscribe. Catch you in our next upload. Bye for now.